You got to pick your poison. If he's hitting shots, and he can get by you, he can finish it with the best of them. DeRozan, he play at his own pace. He don't let him speed anyone up. Like, he gets to his spots. He hits the tough shots, and he draw fouls. Things that great players do.
Davion, earlier in the season, we talked about like you trying to find your niche with this team. Does it feel like you and Shemezi and KZ, you're all kind of finding your place with this team at this moment?
Yeah, for sure. I think all of us had our moments throughout the season. You see, sometimes we stay in the game longer than we usually because we're on a roll. And I think today I was one of those guys throughout the fourth quarter. I stayed in. Some games is Mezzi, some games is KZ. So whoever's in the game when on a roll, I think that's what he goes with.
If you look at just these 3 games in totality, how do you feel defensively? You guys have kind of maybe worked through some things.
Yeah, I feel like we got a lot better. The little mistakes we did at the beginning of the year, when we're not making those mistakes no more, we're recovering from one another. I think the last 3 games we end up getting a charge. I don't know if today we got one, but I know the last 2 games we end up getting charged because the low man's right there. So the little things like that is going to carry on to be a really good defensive team.
Davion, you and Casey Paula, I know you'd already talked about Zach LaVine, but the two of you seem to be almost Coach Brown's enforcers defensively off the bench when the team is getting going. Can you talk a little bit about what you noticed about KZ and his ability to stay ready?
Yeah, he comes in every day. He puts in the work like he's playing, and it's showing through the games. And I think he's doing a really good job of not fouling when he plays defense. He can stay in front of anyone. He has length. He's a really tough person to score on. So he did a really good job when he was in the game today, and I know he'll do better throughout the season.
Davion, just an off-the-court question. Is the beam bright enough for you?
Yeah, the beam is really bright enough for me.
There you go. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks, Davion.
Thanks, man.